Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member or not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you are not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. If you're inclined to not come in, just enjoy watching this on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. Understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can make your comments or questions known during a live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building and flying and contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up. That's a like, by the way. Subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit the notification bell and select all so that whenever Sparky or myself comes in, you'll be notified. And also share the videos, and comments also help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which starts at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. 17 cents a day. It's right below here, that blue button. Hit the join button. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can also use the super chat, which is located at the bottom of the chat box to make a donation. That's to the right, and that's at the bottom of the chat box. You'll see the $sign. Okay. Now, your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your memberships, you'll get special badges in the YouTube chat box. We can see the special emojis that we know that you are a member, you're a patron, a paying patron. And also, as a member, you get unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm just in here twice a week. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. All the letters are there. And place your comment or question in the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which Sparky shot with his camera of me flying his Junar in my first official flight at the Nationals. And if you do that, I'll be quickly notified and be able to respond to you quickly, because see, this is not my channel. So if you comment and you have a question for me, I'm not going to get it. Sparky will get it because I'm not in here but just twice a week. Okay. Now I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't do or say around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post the link at the Stunthangar Forum website. And let me get there. I'm actually monitoring 3 monitors to keep up with everything. So that's posted. And now I'm going to go to what I call the control panel. Let me go there now and see. Hopefully it's streaming. And hopefully we have some people there already, some concurrent viewers. All right, a couple more clicks waiting on my computer. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It's been threatening to rain all day. And it was cold. I know it's not cold to Tom Rammel in Minnesota, but it's cold for my body. It was cold. So let's see here. Just a second. I made a wrong turn. Let's see here. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'll be there just a second. So anyways, I hope we have the usual suspects show up and maybe some new people. I've been calling people. If you've gotten or received a message from me or a phone call, I'm not trying to sell you an extended warranty on your car. So let's see here. Here we go. Oh, great. We have 11 concurrent viewers, 6 likes so far. So if those 5 of you who have not hit the like button, please do that. That helps the analytics of the channel. And like I say every time, my goal anyways is to get our video to be a recommended video when anybody goes to their home feed on YouTube. Hope that's not a pipe dream, but that's why I want you to have so many likes. I want 100% likes. Everybody who watches it, 100% likes, and maybe it'll get the analytics to favor the show and be a recommended view on someone's home feed. I have Jack Snavely in the chat box. He says, hello, all around the world. Just saying hi again. Jack Snavely, thank you so much. I really appreciate, it's a little bit of a downer when I look at the chat box and there's no one there. And I appreciate all the concurrent viewers that are there. Just momentarily, this show will get rolling. This show, it's nothing scripted. It just happens. We do this every Monday and Friday night, but there's no agenda, there's no script. So it really is we're just free falling in the beginning of the show and hoping for it to catch fire. And usually it does. We usually have a very good show. So it's just, I appreciate it. I don't know how it happens every Monday and Friday, but I think we have a pretty consistent showing of people inside here, which helps. And I'm hoping to get some more people in here because frankly, we have probably talked about everything. And so we're not necessarily getting off track all the time, but it's a job to keep us on point because we are so familiar with each other. But a new person comes in and they add a lift to the show, and you don't have to be an expert. I have invited some experts. I have reached out to some people that you probably know, the people in the top echelon. I've reached out to most of them. If I haven't reached out to you yet, hang on, I'll get to you. But you don't have to be. And so, and then what I've come to find is some people don't have a camera because maybe they have a PC. Laptops always come with cameras and iPads and our phones, but a lot of PCs don't have cameras. So some people need to buy a camera. Also, there's some people who are not technically comfortable in doing this. So it's been a little bit of a challenge to get people in here. So if you know anybody who has a camera already, and cameras, by the way, aren't very expensive. It's not like you have to go out there and spend $100, but you can get a webcam for $30. I mean, and that's no joke because I walk by the stores, I see them. So that's not a huge expense. And then if you have a PC, you might not have a microphone, but if you get a more expensive webcam, it'll have a microphone, or you can go ahead and purchase a microphone separately. Now I have a laptop here, and I'm not using the microphone that comes with it. I'm using a little bit better microphone that's right above here. And the speakers, I think I'm using my stock speak. No, not the stock speakers, but I have some speakers that are not very expensive. So it doesn't take a whole lot. And by the way, if anyone has any challenges getting in, now if you are a registered member of Stunthangar Forum, which I'd recommend everybody register for Stunthangarforum.com. Stunthangar.com, excuse me. It's a forum, but the forum is called Stunthangar.com. I want to make that clear. /SMF, that's Smart Men Flying. Go in there and register, and all you need is your first and last name, and put a space between your first and last name when you register, and a valid email, and then Sparky will register. If you have a problem, let me know through going to my YouTube channel, Flying Control Line Stunt, and let me know, and I'll let Sparky know that you're a real person, and you're not what's the word? You're not a troll, and then he probably will approve you. Anyways, if you do that, get into stunthangar.com, get registered, then you can go and PM me. And whenever I go to Stunthangar Forum, I'll see I have messages at the top, and we'll communicate. And I've helped other people get in here. I mean, I don't know how many, but the number's growing, because it can be a little bit of a challenge if you haven't done it before. But once you get it set up, all you do is just a couple clicks and you're in here. So my point is if you have a technical challenge, I can help you get in here, and we can actually end up doing our own private, like this meeting, where we'd be face to face and real time, and I'll show you where everything is at, what all the toolbars mean and everything. But it's not that complicated. Trust me, I'm making it more complicated than it is. Great. Gary Sinclair says my login says not applied. You shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry. Invalid meeting ID. Well, that means, Gary, you must have clicked on the wrong one. I don't know. Let me see what's up there in so your case in point. Here's John Miller's coming in. Let me ask John Miller, since he came in, or he's coming in. Hey, John.
There. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right.
Hey, is the link, does it have the correct date on the link that you clicked on?
Yeah, it is 2/21.
Okay. Hey, Gary, click on the one that says 2/21/2022. You might have clicked on the wrong one, because that meeting ID is valid. John came in. Paul Walker, thank you so much.
That took a while.
Oh my goodness, we aren't worthy. We're not worthy.
There's that old guy with a white beard.
John Miller.
Old.
I know it is.
Well, I trimmed it.
Like that cat's chewing on your tail over there.
Yeah, your cat's messing on your pillow back there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Paul, for coming in.
Hey,
That's my
Paul, how
dog.
you doing?
It may be looking like a cat, but that's a dog.
That's a dog. All right.
Oh, that is a cat.
Well, just hang on, you guys. Let me finish the chat box. So Gary Sinclair said invalid meeting ID. Now, Paul Walker just came in, Gary. So try it again, please. Alexander III, he says, good evening, Charles. Greetings from Scotland. Thank you, Alexander. Appreciate that. And then Michael Alrek, hey, he's watching us on YouTube. Hey, Michael, thanks for doing that. You and I communicated recently, and that's fantastic. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. And Gary Sinclair says, you have 2/18/22. That's the wrong link. Isn't that right, you guys?
Yeah, I saw today's date.
Yeah, today's date, Gary. Jeff Riley says, the YouTube title says 02/21/2021. Oh, my mistake. Now I can fix that. It's my mistake, gentlemen. Sorry about that. Or if there's a gentlewoman trying to get in, my fault. Let me see if I can go back there and edit that. Oh yeah, it says 2021. Let me modify that. Just the errors to be human, right?
Some of us are more human than others.
Yeah. So here we go. All right, Gary, my mistake. I'm saving it now. And thank you, Jeff Riley. Usually is the one that's on top. So usually it's not. And Mike Lonke says, holy cow, Paul Walker. Yeah. I don't want to embarrass you, Paul. I'm sorry for all this commotion. Anyways, Eddie, thank you for coming in. Matter of fact, we'll do this right. Eddie! Wow, fantastic!
Wow, it's Eddie.
So from now on, anybody who comes in, we got to treat them just like Paul Walker. We did.
Feel like Norm walking into Cheers.
Say it again, Eddie?
I feel like Norm walking into Cheers.
Yeah.
Have a seat, Norm or Eddie.
And then
That's the way I was walking into Waffle House.
very good. And then one more, you guys. Michael Alrek says, where do I find the meeting link? Tried going through Stunthangar without success. Found you here on YouTube. Michael or Mike, go to At the Bench inside the Stunthangar forum. Now, if you're not logged in or you're not registered, you won't see the At the Bench. It only will appear if you're logged in. And when you're logged in, if you see hello, Mike Alrek, when you go into Stunthangar, you're logged in, and then just scroll down and you'll see a title called At the Bench. And then when you get inside there, click on the link with today's date. It'd be great for you to come in as well, and I'll give you a good welcome. And let me see here. That's about it. We're all caught up. There's 4 of us right now, but Paul, usually after a while, the show gets momentum and we usually average about 10, 12, sometimes as many as 17 people in here. And then we have a problem not stepping on each other's words. So,
So what's happening at Camp Walker these days?
I'm freezing my little tooties off here.
Did you get any snow?
We've had snow on the ground since like the 8th of December, and it's been up to 2 feet. It's down to about a foot now, but it's been rained on and frozen. It's just like ice out there now. And there's a cold front coming through, and it's supposed to go down to 0. And today the wind was like 30 miles an hour, and it's fairly cold out. And so
Where are you located?
Up in north of Spokane.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You could have practiced for next year's Gnats.
Yeah, maybe not right now. I can't even get one built right now. I'm ready to spray. I've got some paint I want to put on, but it's too cold now. I got to open the window and ventilate things. And once I do that, it gets really cold inside.
Oh, yeah. Well, I only got about an inch and a half to 2 inches today.
Oh, that doesn't even count.
No, I know. That's just like frost,
Yeah.
But that frost is coming down in flakes,
I want you guys to help me welcome Gary correctly, all right?
Hi, Gary.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary.
I had problems getting in. Did you see my chats?
I did. I was reading them. I was
Yeah,
letting
yeah.
everybody know that you was having problems, and I'm sorry I put the wrong date. I mean, the wrong year. The correct date, but wrong year.
Well, no, it's the 18th, isn't it? You said this is the 24th or 21st.
Yeah, today's the 21st.
Yeah,
And the
okay.
one I saw, or Jeff Riley said,
Yeah.
it was titled 0 to 21 and then 2021. So I went and just edited and made it 22. So, and then Sparky, he says, if he's not registered, I am watching now. So Mike Ulrich, if you are, you're all logged in. Sparky, says he is logged in. So that's what he says. Anyways, if you're logged in, Mike, the At the Bench link will appear. If you're not logged in, it will not appear.
Hi, Sparky.
Hey, Sparky, thanks for.
Yeah,
Hey, Sparky.
So those in the chat box don't get that kind of recognition.
Oh, they don't.
No, right here.
erase all
Oh, that's not fair.
The next person that comes in here.
that. I did
See,
watch.
guys out there, they're not showing their face. They're being chicken. Here comes someone else. Michael Owak.
Hey.
All right, oh my goodness.
Thanks,
I
Marcus.
know.
Hey, Sparky. So those in the chat box don't get that kind of recognition. Oh, they don't.
Mike, you probably have a tab open, another YouTube tab open. Mike, can you close it?
I did watch. Guys out there, they're not showing their face. They're being. Oops.
Excellent. Thank you very much. That happens quite often. So how you doing, Mike?
Doing fine. Trying to figure this out, and I've got my video down for a bit while I eat and listen.
No problem. Yeah, go ahead and click on the you can click on stop video, and if you eat loud, you can stop the mute. You can mute your voice too.
I eat quietly.
Okay.
No lip smacking.
All right.
Oh, I lost you again. Okay. Oh, and another window.
Good old Whittier Narrows.
I appreciate that, Mike. Mike told me when I called him, he wasn't that computer. No, it was not. Mike Meadows is not computer savvy, but you were. Okay. I mean, let me correct myself. So, anyways, it was cold for me here in Escondido. I live in Escondido, by the way, Paul.
Escondido.
Just outside of San Diego, about 20.
I know where it's at.
You do? Okay. And
My first model airplane contest was in Mission Bay.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
1970s.
Yeah. By across from Vacation Village. I remember as a kid riding my bicycle to hold my plane and ride my bicycle to Vacation Village. Mm-hmm. And it was quite a scene back then.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty nice down there. Right on the water. We just fly right near the water. It was very enjoyable.
Yeah, so there's about 5 guys that I know who fly with me on holidays. 5 or 6 guys. They still fly at Mission Bay. Mm-hmm. They fly not on that big field that, if you remember, is a big field, but there's a smaller field adjacent to it on the same side of that main road, and they fly there about 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. Usually it's like they fly Monday, I think Wednesday, and then Sunday.
Wow.
But yeah, so
it's only been 50 years since I've been there, so it's hard to remember.
Yeah, I bet.
Didn't you kind of grow up down in that area, Paul?
Yeah, in the east of LA. Not in East LA, but east of LA.
Whereabouts in? I grew up.
You know where Ontario is?
Oh yeah.
I grew up there, right up at the base of the mountains there.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you weren't really that far away from where I grew up. I grew up in Glendora.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah. You're in the more urbanized area there in Glendora.
Yeah. Well, when I was there, we still had avocado orchards and orange orchards and lemon. We grew up across orange orchards as well, vineyards, all that stuff. Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it don't look that way anymore.
Oh, it sure don't.
Looks like Sparky's coming in, so we're gonna give him a greeting too. And Jeff Raleigh says, "Hi, Mike. I met him at Toys for Tots combat meet. Right now, Jeff, Mike's got his mouth. He has his feed bag on and it's full, so he'll acknowledge you momentarily."
So, Eddie, how's your cutting going on?
And I don't really have any worthy wood yet to to start, but I'm trying to get everything loaded up on saved in the computer, so all I gotta do is, when I do get some wood, start cutting.
What are you looking for wood-wise? What pound weight?
Light as I can get.
2 pounds. Is that 6 or 8 right now?
Yeah, well, I think 6 to 8 is probably about right for ribs, because 4 pound it's nice to have, but I think there's better places to use it, just lighten up the structure a little bit. What do you think, Paul?
Well, yeah, those fat airplanes I built, every one of those was between 4 and 4.5 pound wood for the fuselage.
Yeah,
And, but I'm working on new ways. I'm using epoxy and car paint now, so that it won't shrink, so that I won't get the little starved pony look after some
you doing that
period.
on the, are you doing that on the inside, the curved
I'm doing
pieces?
it both on inside and outside. And so when you start with 4 pound wood, and after I put a layer of epoxy and carbon on the inside and a layer of epoxy and carbon on the outside, it might as well be a 6 pound piece of wood. But with all that epoxy and carbon on the outside, it's ready for filler almost, you know. So
Yeah, yeah.
so you know, I've been keeping track of the weights while I'm building it and seeing how it goes, and I keep quite detailed records of all the planes I build in terms of the finish, what it costs. And this is still lighter than a dope finish, and I'm ready to put color on it right now. So
Absolutely interesting.
so it's getting there.
Are you building build-up wings or foam wings?
Oh yeah, this one's an all fully sheeted built-up wing, and but it's the best one I had was the 2019 Impact that had the accident before the Gnats. This one's coming lighter than that one still. That was a good one, and this one's lighter, and we'll see how it goes. It's,
Well, wishing you best of luck on it. I was just talking to Gordon Delaney today. He called me on the phone. He's building another little twin Pathfinder, and he's going by what happened. He's going by the plans, but he's made some changes, and he's keeping in touch with me because he wants me to make the changes on the plans. Well, apparently, and I really can't remember for sure, but apparently on the ribs of that for that design, when I submitted it to Brodak for kitting, John wanted, because he had just come out with his new wing jig, he wanted holes there for the wing jig.
Right.
Well, I don't know, and I don't remember. I don't know if it's a fixed width that the holes have to be or not. But whatever, the holes that are there are too close to the top surface, and he had them cut out of 4 pound wood.
Oh.
And so they're nice and soft and light and all that. But he keeps breaking them when he tries to sand.
Yeah, you can't push on them at all.
Yeah. So we came to the conclusion that probably because of how much wood is taken out of those ribs, we probably could do well with 6 to 8 pound wood, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of submit that with the way things are today, where it's 4 pound is unobtainium practically, that might be a good rule of thumb to keep. I don't know whether you agree. I hope you do.
Well, okay. I don't. The new one basically doesn't even have one gram of 6 pound wood in it. So
yeah. He must have a good. He must be like Log King, has a great stash of wood.
Yeah. I still have a few pounds of that good stuff.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Whenever it becomes available, you buy a bunch. You just grab.
Oh yes. Yep. We're really back to the days of carrying the gram scale with us as we go in the shop.
When did that ever change?
Exactly.
I have my local hobby shop guy trained already now, and he knows that whenever wood comes in, and if it's too light for the RC guys, he'll put it on the scale. And if it's under 6 pounds, he'll call me. And if it's under 4 pounds, he makes an emergency call and says, "Hurry, come and get it," you know. I'll put it aside for you. So he's trained. So I see pieces every now and then from him, but
oh yeah,
not many.
Well,
let me interrupt for a second. Let me just say hi to Sparky. Hi, Sparky.
Hi, Sparky.
And Tryan. Hey, Tryan.
And yeah.
I got my Gnats airplane going here, Paul.
Oh, there he is.
The wing is 5 ounces. Is that good enough?
That looks like a stabilizer to me.
Yeah. It should be under 12 ounces finished.
Wow.
That looks good, Sparky.
Wow.
I saw somebody selling the plans for that today.
Selling, you can get them on outer zone for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
down.
I was the one that was watching it most of the time when you were working on it the other day.
Let me catch up on the chat box real quick. Jeff Riley says, she says, I'll try to come in a bit. And then Mark Lumen says, howdy guys, watching tonight, hit the like. Thank you very much, Mark. Speaking of likes, we have 11 likes. We've had as many as 17 concurrent viewers. So if you have not hit the like button, please do that. That helps the analytics of the show, the channel, and we appreciate it. And then don't forget to hit the join button. It only costs the smallest level is $4.99 a month, which helps us out. And then there's the super chat. There's no chat right now. I mean, as far as super chats, please consider doing that as well. That helps Sparky carry.
It helps Charles's fuel budget.
Yeah, it helps me with fuel budget, nuts and bolts. Exactly. So appreciate your contributions, guys, and the likes. Please do all that. And Tryon, did I say hi to you, Tryon?
Yeah, you
Hey,
did that.
Tryon came in. All right.
Yeah. Shoot, I downloaded them. The Cobra plans today too.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. You're gonna start building now, Gary?
Never know.
Wow, that'd be great. That'd be
Yeah.
great. And I'm gonna stop there before I get shellacked for even mentioning building.
I can't say a word.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So
I am in such a funk, Charles. I really am. I've actually walked through the shop 3 times this month. Yep, I walked through. I actually picked a few things up and moved at one time.
I can't talk.
I was gonna dope finish this, Paul. I'm giving this away. It's
No.
I'll give it away at Brodax or whatever. It's a miniature Cobra.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Little 049 airplane. It'll make some kid happy.
Oh, yeah.
And I just figured that if I monocoated it, it's all bagged up when it hits the ground. Here's the stabilizer on this thing. It weighs like a half an ounce. I wish I could make a big stabilizer.
Half an ounce? Wow.
Now, these are, let me see here exactly what it weighs. It's ridiculously light. Monocoated it. It's all back up where it gets.
It looks about the size of a Chief stabilizer.
It weighs 0.35.
Wow.
Oh,
Are you using Scotch tape for hinges, or you actually have hinges in there?
11 grams. I have hinges in it.
Wow, that's light.
Yeah, well, good wood.
Fantastic.
I wish I could make a big stabilizer for 11 grams. Normally, like Paul said, this is the size of a stabilizer here. It's 30 inches, 35 inches on this one. This weighs 5 ounces, but it was 3 ounces without the covering and the clips and all that other stuff on it. So it weighs as much as a stabilizer. Very hard.
Wow.
Only much harder to build than a stab.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
A lot of fun. You know, I had to do something to up, you know, a lot of guys are flying half age, so it's for the channel. That's why I'm giving it away. Chris Everson donated the motor for it. I'm donating the wood and the labor. We'll give it away at Brodax.
Hey, John, do you ever see Jim Rhodes?
I see him every now and then. I talk to him on the phone every now and then.
How's he doing?
He's doing a lot better. He got hit real hard with COVID, and well, he says it's pancreatitis. But I was in the hospital at the same time, and anyway, yeah, he's doing a lot better. He sounds a lot better. He's planning on being at VSC, I believe.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't know if you're going down there or not. You coming down to the Las Vegas meet here in November? Are you considering it?
Me?
Yeah.
It's just an awkward time. Some of us go to the Golden State, right, Charles?
That's right. That's right.
Some of us. I
Yes.
missed you this year.
I know. I dedicated myself to go to the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge. I couldn't do both. And so I didn't do both for the longest time. And so I just said, I'll go to your contest and I won't go to Golden State.
Yeah.
And I heard that Golden State was really windy and they put up an apparatus that made the wind really, really bad.
It was beautiful Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And it was really nice. And then Sunday, it blew upwards of near 20 over the hangar. There's a new hangar there, and it blew over the hangar, and it was just a mess.
Wow.
Okay, guys, I gotta go. See you later.
See you later,
Okay,
Sparky.
see you.
Thanks for coming in. And Kim, welcome, Kim.
Hey
Your
guys,
face looks very familiar to me. What's your last name?
Stricker. I used to join back when Rusty was taking part in this also.
Yes.
And I guess you guys can hear and see me, can't you? I don't really have a clue about this the setup to get to you guys. But I'm just a sport flyer. I just turn circles with ringmasters and stuff like that. And but I've watched y'all on YouTube quite a bit as Winter Sportster. I thought I'd try to join you
yes,
tonight.
I remember your name last week.
Yeah. Hope y'all are doing good. Hope everybody's good.
Yeah, we are. Thank you for coming in, Kim. I appreciate it. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody does not have to be an expert or striving to be world champion or striving to be whatever champion. If they enjoy the hobby, just bring that enjoyment and that feeling to this meeting. That's all I would like. And then, you can even fall asleep. We have some people that fall asleep in the meetings. It's okay.
No, it could happen.
I fall asleep. Yeah.
It could happen.
Not alone, Gary. Lynn was falling asleep Friday.
Was he?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's the last there.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter. So I'm just glad you came in. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Great to join you guys.
Fantastic.
I got a question for Paul. Paul, do you know, have they released a date for the Golden State this year? Or
I've heard that they don't even have a contest director yet.
That's
So,
what I heard.
I have not heard anything, and so yeah, I'll try to pass on what I know when I know, but nothing right yet.
Okay.
So you'll just have to come to the Northwest Regionals. I'm running stunt at the regionals this year, so you can come on over with that. Come on over with Jim, huh?
Yeah. Have you ever? Oh, never mind. No, I've enjoyed going to the Northwest Regionals so much. It's a great contest, a great venue. I really liked it when it's held at the Overflow Park at the airport.
Hadn't been there for quite a while now.
Yeah, that's the last time I was there.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's down in Roseburg now, and
I liked Roseburg.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I was at Roseburg. They had it at Roseburg, then they went back up to the airport.
Albany.
Yeah, Albany.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roseburg is a kind of a neat little town.
Mm-hmm.
It's got one main street. Everything's lined down on one.
Yep.
Well, that's one of my bucket list contests, Paul, is to go to Northwestern Regionals. So I'm hoping to get there I'm not sure if I get that issue, but that's quite a drive. It's going to be probably from
Yeah,
Escondido. That's going to be a 2 or 3 day trip, I think.
3 day
Nah.
trip.
Nah,
Holy smokes,
it's,
man.
it's only about 1,100 miles.
Oh, from
you do-
Escondido, it's probably not even that.
1,400
Probably only
hours.
1,000 miles.
I have to check it out and see how far it is. I have a friend, Walter Hicks, who lives in Oregon.
Yep.
So when I get serious, I'll see if we can rendezvous together and then drive from his house to Roseburg.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's about 940 from Salt Lake, but I live 150 miles south of Salt Lake now. So that would make me about, what, 1,100 miles?
Wow, where do you live now?
Delta, Utah.
Delta.
Yeah.
That's
Down close to in Millard County, down close to about maybe 100 miles north of St. George, 100 and some odd
Yeah.
miles.
we were in
All
St.
right.
George last year, just before Golden State. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what it's like. I'm right on the edge of the high desert. That's why it's a big thing for us to get snow. They don't call it a desert for no reason,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got Jimmy Rhodes coming down with me in November to Las Vegas, and so if the Golden State doesn't work out this year,
There you go. Yeah.
yeah,
FYI, in case you don't recognize the image behind Mike Ulrich, that's Wood and Arrows.
Yes, it is. Put in a lot of flights there.
go for goals.
We're doing a live flight report this evening.
You are?
Yeah. You
Go
see,
ahead.
right? Well, the build conditions on the grass are great, thanks to Don Jensen and the club throwing about $1,000 of seed and feed and gopher control out there. We've really turned it around and turned it from gopher goats to green meadows.
Fantastic.
If you haven't been up for a while, you need to come check it out. It's really nice. I've done some crack repairs on the North Circle. We were having guys losing landing gears in the 2-inch cracks that were forming. So I found a product called Crack Sticks that I put a bagged asphalt base and then topped it with a torch-in product called Crack Sticks. And that seems to be working best. It seems to be working well on crack repairs.
Very good. Maybe that might catch on for the LPAD.
It's a bit expensive. It's about $80 for 100 feet. That does effectively about 30 feet of repair.
Very good. Now you guys have consolidated the Palmer and the Joust so it's going to be just one contest for the Knights of the Round Circle. Is that
Yes,
correct?
John Wright's going to CD that the last weekend of August, allowing all of us combat guys to go to the bladder grabber up in the Pacific Northwest, typically held at the beginning of August. We'll see, because Jeff Raines isn't CDing this year. So the date's not confirmed, nor is a CD at the time. But yes, getting back to the Palmer Joust, that's going to be the last weekend of August this summer. No last weekend of April Palmer this year.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to go to that one for sure. That's just a couple hour drive for me.
Yeah, and I would think Roseburg from your place is about 14 hours because it's 12 hours for me and La Mirada by Buena Park in Anaheim to get to Roseburg. I stopped and stayed there at a 12-hour mark going up to Seattle for the bladder grabber typically. And also they hold the Northwest Regionals there in Roseburg.
But you know what? If you carpool, if you think 6 hours and 6 hours of driving, just switching drivers,
That's true, Tryon. That's I'm hoping to take the guy I'm teaching how to fly. We'll probably carpool and go up to Northwestern Regionals together. So that's true. We'll be doing splitting the driving and sharing expenses. If you're listening, Joe Mata, the Northwestern Regionals, we got to go there. So it's a big contest. They have everything, I believe, everything, right? They have racing, combat, scale, stunt.
About the biggest control line contest outside of the Gnats. It may actually be bigger than the Gnats in some areas.
Yeah. So, and let me catch up with the chat, you guys.
And not as expensive.
So on the chat box, we have John Lytle. He says, 3 days, Charles. I drive to Muncie from Seattle in a long 3-day stretch. Okay, I understand. It's not 3 days. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in, John. And then Brent Williams, he says, howdy, all. It's cold evening here in Utah, working on a profile foam wing impact, coincidentally. So whenever we say Pathfinder, John gets cha-ching, he gets money. And now whenever we say impact, Paul Walker, you can get cha-ching. So we got one cha-ching for you, Paul.
I have to give it all to Gordon, but what the heck?
What the heck? Yes. Well, I'm caught up with the chat, you guys.
I got a question for you guys. Anybody can chime in, whatever. I've been wanting to build for a long time now an El Diablo, and the plans or the instructions say to build the set of ribs and then cut them in half and glue them to the full span. Let's see what it says. Stack the ribs and false ribs together and sand them smooth. Cut them in half where the full depth spar will separate them. So you got a full depth spar. And I was thinking of go ahead and keep, because it's got every other rib is a half rib or a false rib, whatever you want to call it. But I was going to leave the, somebody's got a echo.
Someone has a tab open, I think. Hang on, someone coming in? Maybe, oh, Mike Lonke, you have an extra tab open. And by the way, Mike, welcome.
Michael!
No, I don't. This is actually the only tab I have open right now. I don't have anything open.
All right, let's see if it goes away. All right, go ahead, Eddie.
But I was going to leave the full ribs intact and glue them to the leading edge, square them up, and then put, instead of using the spar, just put shear web in between them because it has a 1/4 inch spar on top and bottom. And then just go with a shear web in between the 1/4 inch. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Then try to keep the ribs in line. I'm not that prolific in building to getting everything lined up like that. So if I can keep from cutting something, I'd prefer that. So I didn't know if it would be, should I keep the full spar or just use the top and bottom 1/4 inch spars and then put a shear web in between them?
What's the reason they're having you cut the full ribs in half?
Don't know. It doesn't say.
Are they having you build it flat on the plan or something, and then gluing them together using the full spar to?
I don't know. He says start construction by building the wing since the whole airplane is built around the wing. First, make a rib template, blah, blah, blah. Make a set of ribs. Stack the ribs and the false ribs together, sand them smooth, cut them in half where the full depth spar separates them, and cut the notch for the leading edge. And it's just got the square leading edge on it. Cut the full depth spar to size. Cement the front half of the ribs and the false ribs in place. Being sure to center them and then add leading edge, then back halves of the ribs.
So Eddie, the question then now
Yeah.
is that cut vertical, centered on the, from top to bottom on the rib, or from the leading edge to the trailing edge?
No, they're cut about 2 inches back.
So they're having you build the front half and then the back half. And
Apparently.
put it together.
Well, no, you glue from what I gathered is this, you glue the front half of the ribs to the leading edge and the spar. The spar is 1/8 inch by 5/8. So you got to make sure you got it centered, because you got to put a 1/4 inch on top and a 1/4 inch on bottom.
Right.
So if you don't have them lined up, there's going to be a lot of sanding and a lot of gaps, a lot of misalignments and everything. So I was going to.
I like your idea. I like your idea.
Just cut every other rib, and then once I get the spar or my shear web in, then all I got to do is slide the half ribs in sideways, cock them in there, hot stuff them in. Hot stuff, listen to me. Well, you can, how long's hot stuff been out? But anyway, that was my plan. So I just didn't know if it was a feasible idea or not.
Well, let's get the combat kid on here. He might be able to get his dad to tell him.
What are we saying? The combat kid's in bed, man. It's a school night. He's in bed.
You're back from all your partying already?
Yeah, I guess you were following me this weekend. Boy, are we? I'm whipped. I wasn't gonna come on. I was actually laying in bed just watching on YouTube, and I was like, Paul Walker. Oh, better put a shirt on and come out here and just check in. So, and I see Mike on here too. Yeah, we had a little mini vacation for 4 days, so I'm pretty beat. We were in the Smokies for a few days, but
It's like you had fun.
yeah, we did. We had a good time.
Did the little kid of yours beat you in the go-karts?
Yeah, he did. He was whooping up on me. And of course, we had gorgeous weather. It's the first weekend we've had really, really beautiful weather in Tennessee, and I wasn't home to be able to go fly. So that was a little
crappy, and tomorrow it's crappy.
Yeah, right. We had a gorgeous weekend. We could have been out flying both days, and we were on vacation. So still haven't had a chance to fly the Uzbekistani plane. But while I'm yapping here, I did want to, anybody who's making fuel, Hyperfuels has nitromethane available again. I haven't been able to get nitro in quite a while, and I've been watching Hyperfuels for when they had it in stock. And Friday before I left, I happened to click on there and I saw they had nitro in stock, 100% nitromethane for $69. Of course, they whack you about $25, $30 for the shipping. So it was just under $100, but Hyperfuels does have 100% nitromethane for those of you who want to mix their own fuels. So
thank you very much, Mike. That's great to hear.
And they're the only ones I could find that sell 100% right now. You can get some stuff from VP, but it's 50 methanol, 50 nitro. So you got to do all the math to figure out, how much methanol and oil to add to get where you want to be. I much prefer just getting straight nitromethane and then getting the methanol from my local speed shop. So
absolutely. Just 1 second. Ruben and Stephen, thank you for coming in. I had to mute your mic because there was background noise interfering with Eddie's question. So if you want to say something, go ahead and unmute your mic, and welcome. Thank you so much for coming in, Ruben. I know we talked about you coming in too, and thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. And I have a message for you, John. I'm sorry. Yeah, for you, John. Tom Rammel says, couldn't send John Miller his tut due to no mail today.
Oh yeah, it's a President's Day. It's a federal holiday.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's all right, because I couldn't send the money because of no mail today. So it'll probably go like that in the mail, you know.
Right.
Mike Alirac, we met in Phoenix about 10 years ago.
10 years ago in Phoenix?
Yeah, March Madness. I happened to be in Phoenix when March Madness was happening out there at Esteban Park. I was visiting some family out there, and my buddy Larry Davis lived out there, and he brought out some F2 Fast, and I just came out and flew F2 Fast one day, and I managed.
I love Larry, man.
Larry Davis, yeah, man, because he lived here in Tennessee for a while. He's actually the one that got me into combat. He's the one that talked me into starting to fly combat, and then of course 2 years after I met him, he moved out to Phoenix and left me high and dry as the only combat guy left in Tennessee. So, but
was that the contest where I had a flyaway into back of Rich Lopez's wife's car, her car window in the 2014 Prius?
no, I would have remembered that. I would have remembered you hitting the car.
Already an expensive weekend. Add $400 on top of that for a rear window kit.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I had never flown anything F2D, and Larry was just like, it's F2 Fast. It's just like flying big half Ace. I'll give you equipment and just show up, and you can fly my stuff. And I flew 3 matches and wrecked 3 of his airplanes. And I think I finished in last place. But hey, if you're going to do it, that's the way to do it. Show up and tear up somebody else's stuff, right?
What I did first, I must have been really new back at it about 10 years ago.
I want to say that you said it was the first contest you were at since you got back into F2.
Okay, that makes sense. That's why I was wondering if it had the flyaway, because I got cut off. I got a streamer wrapped and fouled around my swing arm shut off. Both planes came in, and when they went tight again, snapped my plane off at the handles.
Okay.
Flew over the line where everybody parks and right into the back of Rich Lopez's window.
It may have happened that weekend because I was only there for F2 Fast. I only flew the one day, and the other I wasn't out there the other days. So, wow. But anyway, we met in person a long time ago, and I've been following your exploits on the MACA page.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. I'm the T-shirt chairman and a member of the top 20. Typically, it's a lot more fun to do the T-shirts when your name's on it.
When your name's on it, yeah, for sure. You know, Stunt should do something like that too, but they don't.
Oh, Tampa points of some sort, right?
Yeah. So what MACA does is, if you're a MACA member, any combat contest you fly in, you earn points based on where you finish in the contest, and at the end of the calendar year, they put out a MACA top 20 list, and you can buy a T-shirt, and they have the top 20 members listed for the year.
And recipient top 20 members get a free T-shirt on top of that, and it usually works out to where it's self-sustaining. We sell enough T-shirts and hoodies to subsidize all the 20 freebies, and that's kind of fun. And also with MACA points, if you place, you get a 10-time multiplier times the participants. So if you have 25 guys, you get 200, a 10-time multiplier times that 25.
Okay.
That's how these guys start getting up into 1,000 points plus, being winners in big events, big content. And Gnats, also the Gnats has a multiplier of some sort.
Are you going to be flying combat at the Gnats this year?
I don't think so. I'm just about ready. I'm just about ready to hit the Gnats. It's just so damn far. When I was a kid, it used to travel the country, and I was a carrier score runner at the 77 Gnats in Riverside, California. And nowadays it looks to be just set there in Muncie. So that's a long drive for a working stiff.
Okay, well,
We're so active with so many other contests and getting away from my work. I'm in printing and graphics, and it's high pressure, deadline oriented, on demand. So I can't I'll make no promises. Probably not this year though, but soon. I've got to do it, right? Bucket list thing.
sure, absolutely, absolutely.
Guys, let me welcome Phil Bailey. Phil, you came in.
Hey, man. Had to go take care of necessary work first. The dryer quit, so I had to go dry some clothes.
Oh, and
Belt, I think the belt broke. I gotta fix it in the morning.
You bring one of those for all of us?
No, but I'm gonna tell you, it ain't as good as what I usually eat, but it's not bad.
Oh, okay.
John, I got one for you.
I didn't do it.
Well, no, I'm gonna see if I can get you to do it. Would you send me the files for the Pathfinder 40 behind you? I've got the wing, and I looked at the plans that you sent me. That thing's too cute. That's a lot of work for a wing for a profile, but I could build a full built up just as easy.
So you want plans for this one?
Yes, sir. That's just a good looking plane. I don't know what it is about it, but I just really like that airplane.
That's the plane I flew at the one and only Gnats I ever went to. There, 95 Gnats at the Tri-Cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Good looking bird.
Yeah, it did well for me. I didn't make the cut, but I would have had I not hit that airplane tied down and got bounced up in the air at the end of my landing roll. And I didn't know that I could challenge that because you're not supposed to be deducted for like hitting something that's beyond your control.
Yeah.
I
didn't. I saw Bear do that one time, and Wendy Ertnowski took one of his Cardinal kits and found a rib that was about the same and cut it out and helped Bear fix his plane. Bear went on. He didn't win, but he went on to compete.
Yeah.
Didn't have to quit. So, Wendy was an interesting fellow.
Say hi to Paul Walker. He's up there in the upper corner on mine.
Well, hello, Paul. Good I don't see you on my picture, but good to know you're here.
Yep.
I was just reading his article tonight on how to set up the 40 to go in an impact. I'm going to try the 40. The 46 works, but I want to try the 40 and see what it'll do.
Phil, you're just kissing his ass. What do you mean?
Hey,
he flies
Dennis, let him talk.
Everybody, welcome Dennis out of missing. Hey, Dennis!
You guys have been complaining. I've been too quiet. So, okay, I'll go be quiet again. So,
no, don't be quiet, Dennis.
Whoever complains about you being quiet.
Paul, it's been amazing.
I did one time.
I thought it was like my gift to them. I'd shut the hell up, but oh well.
Guys, I'll see y'all Friday. I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
All right, Eddie. Hey, thanks for coming in, Eddie.
Take care, Eddie.
Man, I tell you what.
Real quick, one more thread I want to read or chat. T-Bone, he says, "Hi, gang. Is the Las Vegas contest BOM rule? And take it away, Ruben and Steven."
What's the question? Okay. Hold on a second here. How do you put your volume up here? How do you do
we hear you fine.
Go down the corner, you'll see a little speaker. Click on that and then raise up and you'll have
just right says the speaker right there.
We hear you guys fine.
Yeah, but you're not hearing us.
Okay, question
is your contest BOM rule?
Yes.
There you go. Simple.
Yes, there are BOM rules that do apply. We have added events to it now, so we do have profile. We did add Nostalgia 30, but the BOM rules do apply on all F2B, on all pamphlet events and classes.
But most of the guys, many of the guys, I should say most, many of the guys or flying borrowed airplanes like Mike Lonke.
I was just gonna say that, John. You don't have to have BOM to win an event. You can borrow an airplane and still get it done.
Mike, have you flown the Axioma yet?
I have not. Nope. The first real good weather we had was this weekend, and the family and I were out of town on vacation. So
You can borrow an airplane. You can fly north. You do have, you can still win an event. You can have something as these new sharks and so forth to that nature. If you did construction to the airplane, as far as painting the airplane or any type of reconstruction, BOM will apply to you that you do get points for that. If you bought an airplane from somebody else, you bought one already, it's fully assembled, and all you had to do is screw it together, the BOM, you don't get any points for.
yeah.
Hey, Steven, can you move closer to your dad like you love him so we can see you
Sure.
better?
Funny.
Thank you.
Lord have mercy.
We will have builder and model rules, yes.
Thank you.
Sounds interesting.
Although Stephen brought out a dozen planes for people to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the contest. A lot of people flew my airplanes.
Yeah.
Now, when is the contest again? Might as well just go and talk about it. When is it?
Our contest this year is the first weekend in November. I have the field reserved from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Okay, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Thursday is a practice day. I have the contest events now are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
5, 6, 7. And we have the field on the 4th. Is that what you said?
We have the field from the 3rd until the 6th.
Oh, okay.
I have the field reserved and permitted that it's our property to use from the 3rd until the 6th.
So Wednesday through Sunday.
Wednesday through Sunday. So Wednesday is a practice day only. But the whole field is available for that, and also so we can set up and do field preparation to get the event ready for that.
Well, geez, Stephen, I'm going to have to ask my wife for another day's gambling budget if I end up coming one extra day.
Well, you said Wednesday. I'm sorry. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. So
Thursday, Friday,
4th,
Saturday,
5th,
and Sunday.
That'll help the gambling budget.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because this year we did add events to it. Now we are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday is the practice day. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are the contest days.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you.
All pamphlet classes are on Sunday.
Beginner and intermediate, there's no entry fee at all. Beginner and intermediate, free entry.
Thank you.
Say that again?
On the pamphlet event on Sunday, beginner and intermediate is free entry.
Ah, gotcha.
Cool.
Try to promote the hobby.
Since I haven't flown for 10 years, can I be beginner? Say no.
Oh,
There'll be plenty of practice fields open too. During all 4 days.
during the course of it, with the way we had the event set up, and we do have that modified, so there always will be a practice circle available during each day.
Mm-hmm. Hey, while we got Paul on here, or if you're done, Stephen, if we're done talking about
Now that we have Paul on here, we did miss you last year. I know I tried to get in touch with Howard Rush to getting in touch with you and having you come out. So I'm hoping that I can shortly invite you now to please come out and come out to our event. A lot of people are looking forward to seeing you.
We'll see. That's all I
Yeah.
can say.
Well, we got David coming out, and Brett Buck said they were going to come out, and Howard Rush is coming out. So you got your competition there.
That's a good time for nobody to move up to expert from advanced then, I guess.
I mean that. I mean that.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, just since you're here, I know you've probably seen the pictures on Facebook and whatnot, but she's ready to go. She's all done. Just waiting on a good weather day. But I just want to thank you for letting me bend your ear so many times, and
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
your willingness to pick up the phone and kind of talk me through some of this stuff. You and Howard and Chris Cox and Will Davis, all you guys have been pretty awesome sharing the information and helping me get started on this electric stuff. So definitely.
That's electric one there, right?
It is electric. Yeah. I don't have the right spinner for it yet because I didn't have the right collet to work with this prop.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm missing. And it came all in with a battery. It's at 63 ounces.
Not bad.
So
Ain't bad.
yeah, looking forward to getting it in the air, which shouldn't be too much longer here. We're on the south end of February, so we should start having real decent weather here pretty quick.
Wow.
We flew 2 days. The guys flew 2 days this week. Both days I had something else I had to do, but we're starting to have pretty weather, so you can't be far behind.
Yeah. You still got snow on the ground, Paul?
Yeah, it's been here since early December.
Wow.
And it's getting, like I said earlier, it's getting cold. There's a cold front coming through. It's gonna go down to 0 for a couple nights, and wind, 20 to 30 mile an hour wind. I'd take the trash out today. It's a little 250-foot walk out to take the trash out, and it was 20 degrees, but the wind was howling. It was, by the time I got back, I was ready to be back in.
Well, we've had some flyable days temperature wise. You know, we've hit some high 50s and stuff, but the wind has been smoking at like 20 miles an hour. So the only flying we have done is we've taken some F2D equipment out, and Sam's flown some combat planes, but that's about all we can get done right now. So
Yep, you don't want to probably fly that the first time in 20 mile an hour wind.
I tell you, I'm scared to fly it. I'm so nervous about flying this thing. I really am. I'm just,
Take it easy.
Yeah, I know.
Don't risk it on the first one. Don't take a chance at all.
No. Well, it's just all that other stuff in the back of your head that can and sometimes does go wrong,
Pull test it first. Make sure you get a good pull test on your lines.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, guys, I'm heading out. I'm getting tired. Mike, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing great.
Good to see you too. Kim, I really enjoy your page there, your Breezy Hill page. I like all the cool stuff you post on there. A lot of good airplane stuff, and it's not all control line all the time. I enjoy seeing the RCs and the tiny motor RC stuff. That's neat to see.
Well, I appreciate you checking in with your likes. It's really appreciated. And well, the rest of you guys, please take care, stay healthy, and we'll check back in. Take care, man.
Hey, thank you, Kim, for coming in the show, Kim. Thank you.
Glad to have you here, Kim.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Bye now.
I'd like to get on this page too. That was some interesting stuff, but I lost it. Changed computers and lost a lot of stuff.
So I don't know what you guys are talking about. What page and where is this page at?
He's a member of the Breezy Hill Flyers. It's an RC club. And they seem to do a lot of like 049 and 061 RC stuff and older designs, older designs from the 70s and stuff like that. But quite a bit of a control line too. A lot of cool control line stuff, and they slap GoPros. Well, I don't know if they're GoPros. They could just be the cheap Chinese cameras, but they put cameras on everything that they fly. So, you get an interesting perspective from the airplane's point of view. Kim's actually got a pretty cool glider with a power pod that has 3 049s lined up in a row. He's got three medallions on it. Yeah. So, and then he's got a camera right behind the power pod, so you get to see the 3 049s going. They just do wacky stuff with airplanes, kind of cool to watch.
Is there a website that you go to, Breezy Hill?
He's on Facebook. It's a Facebook group called Breezy Hill Flyers.
Thank you.
Or you can just look at Kim Stricker. That's his last name. That's Kim Stricker, Stricker. just find him on Facebook and you'll be able to find his RC group.
Thank you.
I mean, and they're out there in the winter too, in the snow. They're up there in Illinois somewhere, and they're out there with, you know, a foot of snow on the ground out there flying RC stuff, which I think is nuts, but they do it.
It's fun.
No, it's not. I lived in Michigan. I lived in Michigan for 40 years, man. There's nothing fun about snow.
I used to do it out on Sturgeon Bay in Wisconsin, you know, above Green Bay. Fly off the snow and the ice, made our snow skis, and that we always got the fishermen all pissed off because sometimes we'd run in and trip all our lines. Boy, at 20 below, and you get a bunch of mad fishermen chasing you.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to live anywhere that has snow again, because just for the flying season, you know, if you've got in Michigan, your flying season is so short.
You know who lives in the perfect
Move to
place?
Vegas. We don't get snow.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, we get a nice long flying season here in town. We get, you know, 9 months of flying. It's really December, January, and February that are unflyable. The rest of the year, you can squeak in some flying. So,
You know, the difference in San Diego, yearly difference from summer to winter is 7 degrees.
7 degrees. Yeah, I should know that. I was stationed in San Diego for 3.5 years. So
And you know how far Charles is away from San Diego?
he's Escondido. He's right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
He has no complaint about flying days.
Yeah. Today was just cold and windy, but you guys would probably think I'm weak or something for not going
Yeah,
out.
70 degrees.
Probably.
What was that, Paul?
I said probably.
Yeah, I was weak. I was
Perfect weather.
How cold was it?
You know, I don't know. I didn't check the temperature. I was just, we're all in the house. We're all cold. And I don't know what temperature is outside, but
You're
we're
supposed to close the windows when it gets cold. Charles.
I was gonna say, do you guys even have furnaces in your houses in Southern California? You have heaters?
Yeah,
Little
we had-
bitty
and the
ones.
heater was
Oh,
on
okay.
today. The heater
All
was
right.
on today. Heater was
All
blowing.
right.
Hey, Steve,
Good.
thanks for coming in.
Nice.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve, good to see you,
Oh, I'm
buddy.
sorry.
You should do it.
Steve's here.
Yay!
Again, when Paul Walker came in, I did that. So I've been telling him we got to welcome everybody like that.
Okay. Steve, how the heck are you?
Oh, not too bad.
Back's doing
Got
better?
the monitor hooked up and still working on the sound. Ain't quite right, but I'll get it.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, are you attending the Gnats this year?
I'm sorry. You am I going to be at the Gnats? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the plan.
You're attending. Okay. Just wondered.
If you got
With a new airplane, Paul, or
Yep, new. Define new. I mean, yes, it will be new. It'll have a different paint job on it than what you've seen before, but the geometry of the airplane is all the same. Yeah, I flew it at the Golden State contests, and it was just, I just flew it in that horrible air, and it just chugged right through it. And I thought, you know, what could I improve? What do I want to change? And I couldn't come up with an answer. There's nothing it didn't do that I would change. So I'm building another one. No more refinishing of the existing one.
No more recycling wings. And
No more recycling of the wings. I still have that one. It's a really good flying airplane, but I'm trying to.
I heard that.
Yeah.
so is it going to be single motor, double motor?
Oh, it's the same. It's the same as what I've had at the Gnats for the last 3 years. One motor.
One motor. I
This
was
one motor,
wondering
this-
if you were working on a twin or something like that.
I'm working on something. Yeah.
What's that mean? Working on something.
Well, it means I test these things out before before I waste the time of building a really nice one. I test it all out, and I ran out of weather to test this year, and the last test flight I got was unsatisfactory, and I just couldn't commit to jumping into that project without getting more data. So that one I just put aside and started this other airplane, but it's there. I have like 3 different projects I'm working on, all kinds of different stuff. So there'll be something different in the future.
Are you really beginning to commit to multi-motor like a B-36?
Yeah, let's be careful. If you go to a B-36, you need to be committed, all right, to an institution.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
but Jim B's working on one. I've seen it, and
I've heard that.
It's pretty cool, but it'll never. I mean, he thinks it's going to do a stunt pattern. I've looked at it, and I think it's got no chance of doing a stunt pattern. But who knows?
Hey, Paul, you mentioned Jimby. I left a message with Jimby to come into the show. So if you talk to him, tell him I promise I won't try to sell him extended car warranty.
Yeah.
Hey, Lynn's here. Lynn,
Hey guys.
Hey,
Lynn.
Hey, Lynn.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Doing
Doing
well.
great.
Glad to see you aren't locked up.
Well, no, not yet anyway. I was locked up all day though, down in the basement trying to make a 1 or a 2 ounce top block.
Oh, Lord.
I finally got there just now. It just flipped over to 1.9, so we're good. I stopped
All
for
right.
today. Oh my God.
This is your top block, you said?
Huh?
This is your top block?
Yeah, the top block. I made it 1.9 ounces for the bear.
Very good.
Took me all day to get there, but I got it. Like I said, I don't have the best wood, but I'll carve it until it's paper thin if I have to get that under 2 ounces.
So you agreed to it, huh?
You know,
Not quite, but close.
you know, Bear's own from the canopy to the rudder was 1/16 balsa.
Bring it over here.
Oh
And it
yeah.
had
Can you make it big on the screen? We want
it
to
had
show
carbon veil over it.
Well, I'm just going by the plans. I don't know how he did his, but
Yeah, that's what got me. I had to ask him. I said, "Why in the heck do the plans say this?" And in your video with with Bobby Hunt, you said this, and he said, "Because I didn't say that." I said 1/16. Somebody else did the kit. And okay, I got you.
yeah, that's
So that
the
was
Moon
under his
Brothers.
permission, but he's not the one that actually did it.
Yeah, the Moon Brothers did the kit that I've got.
Yeah, mine. Well, I don't know who did the one kit I've got, but anyway, I wanted one for so long. I finally found one on eBay and snapped it. I wanted
Okay.
too much for it, but I wanted it bad enough. I got it.
There you go.
So
Excuse me, guys, real quick. Steven, you trying to get my attention or what?
Yes, I was trying to get your attention. Can you make this big on the screen? My father wants to show something.
Alrighty.
Will you get the screen?
Yeah, you're big.
you're big, wall to wall.
The Seafire airplane, a friend of mine asked me to build for him. I started it on January 15th, and right now it's February 20th, and it's completed except for painting. And so it took
Wow.
about 30 days to build an airplane.
30 days?
It's right here now.
You're making me.
That's as fast as
really
Wendy
bad.
built his.
And the Seafire I see was a Walter Ullman plane, and John Miller did the drawings on it, and also Dennis did some added for the electric parts. This is a gas airplane.
That looks
It's gonna
nice.
have,
That's a heck of a task.
Tiger 46 in it. Right now, the way you're looking at it, it's 30 ounces.
Oh, very nice.
That
Wow.
top block was a Walter Ullman top block of wood. It weighed 3.5 ounces before I trimmed it down, and now it's under 1 ounce, the top block.
That's impressive.
Very nice.
But being retired, you can put 8 hours a day on an airplane. So when you say 1 month to build it, you can say there's approximately close to 200 hours. So it's not the time frame, it's the hours.
I like the wing.
Very good.
But it's a Seafire, and came out pretty good. It's straight as it can get.
That looks good. Looks
And then
really
the
good.
cockpit, I don't know if you can see the cockpit. You can put the camera on the cockpit somehow. Bring it closer.
What kind of finish are you planning on putting on it, Ruben?
Oh, the person that built the airplane or bought the airplane, he wants painted it. And I told him no problem with painting it. I said, you just go out and buy the paint. Well, when he priced out the price of paint today,
Yes.
I found out it's going to cost us $200 to paint the airplane, just to buy the paint.
Right.
And so I told him, I said, well, try Monaco or Ultra Coat. That'll cost you about $50.
That cockpit looks pretty good. I see the dial indicators there. I mean, see the dashboard.
Yeah, and the pilot turned the plane around so get the pilot. Be careful. I found a pilot I had laying around for about 20 years.
Let me look straight in the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The
pretty.
nose up to the camera.
Back up a little bit, Steve. That is sharp.
That looks
British
good.
pilot.
That's cool.
So
Raise
right
the
now it's
nose up a
already,
bit.
all ready for covering.
I'd like to look straight up the nose too.
Yeah, raise the nose up. Now tip it around a little more.
Where do we want to go?
There we go. That looks sharp. Very nice.
That is nice.
That looks good.
Put a little carbon fiber on the nose and all the control systems.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So is this going to have a wing gear or is it going to be
It's got wing gear, show the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, wing gear. All right. Looks nice.
Well,
Yeah, it looks
the only
good.
thing, the real difference on the stabilizer, it was hollow on the plans, just like the elevator is hollow. And I thought it was too weak, so I put a 1/16 balsa sheeting on the stabilizer.
Okay. Very nice.
It was just a little too flexible.
Well, it looks good.
And once these superchargers underneath the bottom of the wing, I think they're nothing but drags. They're going to be drags. The big superchargers go on each wing where those sticks are in the center, but right behind the gear.
Those supercharged radiators.
Radiators, I guess.
Oh,
But I think
cool.
they're just a waste of space, but he wants them on there.
I remember Wendy Yanowski video. He talked about those radiators not being worth the time. Put them on the plane. It just caused too much drag for him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, this fella I'm building it for, he's an intermediate flyer, so I don't think it's going to interfere too much with his pattern.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But I thought I'd show it to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Looks good, Ruben. Nice work.
Yeah, very nice
Very
work.
nice.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
You coming back to FCM again so we can play more darts and stuff like that?
Oh, you found a pigeon, huh?
I don't know. That was so much fun that night. I think your wife had a great time, and
Oh yeah. We're driving a rig back to the Gnats again, and then we're heading up to Oshkosh after the Gnats and up to Wisconsin. So our goal is to be home by September. So we're going to miss FCM.
okay. Well, at least you got to do it once. So.
Oh yeah, it was fun. Enjoyed it.
Okay, you want to go?
Red Baron time.
Uh-oh.
Red Baron
Wow.
time.
Yeah.
Yes, so Paul, we try to keep everything model aviation. So you can't use like he uses Red Baron pizza.
No.
So he's gonna retrieve the Red Baron pizza out of the oven.
Hey guys, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is there a trick on how to peel the backing off of this
Monaco.
monocle stuff?
Tape.
Tape both sides.
Tape each side and then just pull it.
I tried it.
Put them in a 90 and go.
You put it on both sides.
right.
You know what I do is I put a
I
number
tried with
11.
masking tape, it didn't work.
No, that was, you got to use Scotch tape. You got to use Scotch tape.
Scotch tape. Okay, Scotch tape.
Yeah, that blue painter's tape, that doesn't stick to anything, man.
I know somebody who monocoated their airplane without taking the backing off, and he knew nothing
Oh.
about it. And he brought it out to the field and flew it once and wondering why the monocoat was peeling off.
Oh, Lord.
So I kind of showed him, and he was a little red in the face.
That's too bad. Oh, that's too bad.
He's not the first one, Paul. We were given an airplane. I won't say by who. Somebody who knows better, definitely. Early on in Sam's flying, he was only 6 or 7. It was a Twister, and the first time we went out and flew it, like a whole wing panel just fell off.
Yep.
How do they get it to stick at all?
It'll stick. It sticks. It will. It'll stick enough.
Just barely.
And then especially when you wrap it back on itself, you know, when you got your overlap, that's really the only thing keeping it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's happened many times.
Well, if you
And the
build
guys you think would know better, you know.
Yeah.
He just forgot. He just forgot to do it. He knew to do it. He just forgot.
The inspector here for the EAA was telling us the other day, we were over trying to get something inspected, and had him come out to have something inspected. And he was telling us the story of a guy came out and brought an airplane to him on a trailer, put the plane together, and he went over and looked at it, and he says, it weighs too much, and it's just not right. Something's not right. He says, are you sure that you got the right size peel and fly? And the guy looked at him and says, what's peel and fly? So he'd put the whole thing on the plane. Peel and fly, guys, it's kind of like monocoat. You pull the back off of it. And he built the entire airplane without pulling it apart. So if the plane went in the air, it would come bound with a loud and crashing roar.
Wow.
So it was a bad deal. But I'm glad it wasn't one of ours. It was, oof. Oh, yeah. But anyway.
Did it work for you, Tryon?
No.
Tryon, you want to try something else?
Wait a second. I question this shit now. I mean, it looks like the right thing, but it might not be the covering material, actually. It might be just the plastic film, which pisses me off.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, you think it's not monocoat? You think it's just film?
It's just the film. I don't think it has the glue to it or the backing.
Where did you get it?
That was on Amazon, you know. It came up like as a covering film and stuff like that. And
oh, Lord. That's that stuff you have to use.
The other thing you can do is put an iron to it. And it'll,
it's
the one side.
I did, and it doesn't even touch it.
That's just film, man.
The
they used to make.
It's not even covering film. The one
you
that
had to put the
shrinks. I don't
glue
think
on
so.
with a brush. But I hadn't seen that stuff in 20 years.
Yeah, I had some transparent.
Yeah, this is not shrink film. This is something else. This is garbage. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I had some like that, some transparent where the backing material stuck, was permanently affixed to the other. I'd peel it off and I'd get patches of color would come with it, not even uniformly and stuff like that. I ended up throwing out about 6 or 7 rolls because it all basically had the same problem.
I bet you that had been left in the sun somewhere, probably in a hobby shop window.
It may have got hot someplace. Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Wow.
Good gracious.
There is a way to use that clear film that we use. Do it like a combat model and use thin rubber cement over the areas where you need to attach it and then iron it on.
Yep. I was just going to say that, Mike.
Yeah. That's perfectly usable.
Yeah, well, I just prefer the good stuff.
The latest and greatest thing we've never found before.
Another thing that works in a pinch that you can get super cheap from the craft store. Have you ever seen that, you know, the balloon bouquets or the flower bouquets, and they have that cellophane film in them.
Right.
So you can buy a 1 square yard sheet of that for about $1. And although it doesn't shrink a lot, it will shrink a little bit. But that stuff works great to cover solid foam wing combat planes. You just use a little 3M77, just mist it on the wing, and you lay that cello wrap down on it, and you can pull the wrinkles out of it, and it will shrink a little, not a whole. I wouldn't use it on open bays or anything like that, but on solid foam wing or solid balsa surfaces, it works pretty good.
But I don't think this stuff is gonna shrink at all because I'm almost maxed on my iron right now, and almost doesn't do anything to it.
Gun.
Well, turn your heat gun up to 1200 and see what it does.
Gun on high.
Yeah, why not? You got nothing to lose. Take a little corner off it and try it. See what it does. See if
Yeah, I discovered my my Black Baron 21st Century Iron gave up the ghost today. So, oh man, it's just. I mean,
You've had that for a while.
I've had it for a while. Yeah, it's not made anymore. It's got that. It had that real nice shoe with all the round corners and stuff like that on it. It was really, really neat and really good control, and got about 50 airplanes behind
Mine's
it.
a Hanger 9.
Is that the one you love the most, Dennis? Black Baron iron?
Yeah, they're not
I'll
available anymore.
there's none available here.
We go to, we hit quite a few RC swap meets during the winter. And you start digging through boxes, you find all kinds of great stuff sometimes. But Black Baron is the name brand. I don't think I've ever seen one, but
Yeah, you might. It probably says. I think the label says 21st Century.
Yeah.
oh, 21st century models. Yeah. I remember them.
Well, I'll be right back. The Black Baron was the name that they put on their covering material and everything like that. So that was like the cover thing.
Mike, when is the show down in Georgia?
Perry, well, it's either happened or it's coming up.
No, it's coming up. It's April. It's not the 1st of March. It seems like it's like the 15th, somewhere 7th or something. I don't know. It's the second weekend, I think, in March.
I wish I could go again, but that was a really hard one for us to do because it's almost 7 hours for us to go to Perry. It was like
for me.
6 hours 45. But it's it's Toledo of the South is what Perry is, Steve.
Yeah.
It's a really good swap meet. And hell, it was like a control line reunion down there. Randy Smith was there. Dave Wenzel was there. There was a couple other Georgia boys down there the year that we went. And I found, you always find ripping deals on stuff if you're willing to dig through boxes, man. You can find all kinds of trinkets that the RC guys don't think have any value, but that we use. So.
And if you really just get tired and bored and want to go sit down, go in the exhibition building and watch them fly the microfilm airplanes. That'll blow your mind. Propeller makes 6 turns a minute. Oh yeah, I've seen.
I've never seen one of those, man.
Yeah, they're the best ones I've ever made.
All right, Dennis, I'll put it on my list. I actually
I'd been repairing it along the way, so.
Yeah.
But
have you opened it up to see if you
No,
can
I
fix
haven't.
the element?
Yeah, when I turn it on, the light, the pilot light comes on. It shows it's heating up and everything like that, but it stays cold. So I'm gonna have to find an electric guy to get into it.
Yeah.
Tell them to open it up and check the heat fuse. That's probably what blew. I had an old iron. I don't know what kind it is. That thing's old. It's the first monocoat iron I ever had, and it quit on me. And I just couldn't get the new one to work like the old one did. So I said, "What the heck? I can't lose anything. It don't work." So I took it apart, and lo and behold, it's a 185-degree heat fuse in the thing. So 185 degrees. Anyway, it had a heat fuse in it. Same thing's in a dryer. You can go anywhere you get dryer parts and get one.
Roughly, where was that? Was it in the head or was
It's
that?
in the head. It's in the
Okay.
head.
All
Take
right.
it apart and check. It'll look like a little silver thing, about a half inch long or a little better. And one end
Okay.
of it is just chopped off even with a lead coming out of it. And the other end looks like it's got a plastic taper like a ballpoint pen down to just the piece that comes out of the other end of it. And there's nothing to them. I mean, they're just, if you get one and you go to solder it in, use a heat sink on the fuse itself between where you solder it and the fuse. If you don't, you'll burn it up trying to solder it in.
Okay.
I used to work on copy machines, and the guys that come in, they get a heat fuse and they go back out, and an hour later they'd be back in a hurry trying to get another heat fuse. That darn thing blew. Did you put a heat sink on it? They look at you real funny. What's a heat sink? Okay. So you have to explain to them or go out and do it for them. And I didn't want to go do it for them, so I explained it to them. Sometimes they catch on, sometimes they didn't. But anything aluminum, like if you got a pair of aluminum forceps, everybody hates those things, the aluminum ones. But you know, they get hot too quick. Everybody fusses about it. That's a heat sink. That's a great heat sink. Just put it on between the soldering iron, the point of solder, and the fuse itself, and let it sit 10 minutes. What? I mean, you in a big hurry? Unhook it, hook it to the other side, and solder the other side up.
Well,
But
I'm
remember,
hoping it's something simple, but yeah.
Yeah. But just remember, a lot of people don't seem to know this. When you go to make a solder joint, wrap the wire around it. First, make a mechanical joint first, then make a solder joint. Everybody wants to just take two wires, just touch them together and put solder on it. And that's supposed to hold. No. No, sorry, that's not the way to do it.
Hey, if I can't fix it, man, I'm gonna have to open my wallet. You know, that's my
Oh
God.
my God.
Oh, no.
You may have to open more than that. We can't get heat sealing irons of any kind here in Canada. We can't find them anywhere, any brand. So if mine dies, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Lenny and Denny, I'll put you guys on my list. I keep a running list of things I tend to look for at swap meets, like
yeah, if you can find any irons, I'll take
needle
one anytime.
valves.
Yeah.
And you usually get them for $2 or $3, man. You know, they pretty much give them away, you know.
Well, they show up on eBay every now and then, but you know, it's like fat chance or thin chance, you know. Either.
I'll tell you where to look, and because I couldn't find any or whatever. You get into woodworking, and they do the veneer.
Veneering.
Right, yeah.
And I didn't realize that veneer was put on with a monocoat iron.
That's what I used. Yeah, I used to use that. Yep, for that.
So they still have them in the woodworking part of it.
Oh, okay.
I did do a little check on Amazon, and that kind of stuff came up, veneer iron and stuff like that, which I'd never seen before. But
okay,
I hadn't thought about it, but that's right.
Because I used to do veneer work when I was doing carpentry, and I used to use my monocoating iron. I had never even thought about it.
Yeah, and they still have them on. You can get them online.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Okay,
it's a brand I never heard of. But
there's a 21st century monocoat iron on eBay right now, $25.
Oh, all right. I have to go looking for it and I get out of here. So
yeah.
How many days left is on that item, Mike?
It's a buy it now. So I mean, it's not an auction. You can have it for $25.
That's a bargain. Hey, Denny, not to change the subject, but I found something that I'd like to share. It's one of your designs, and I'd like you to talk about it a little bit, if you wouldn't mind. Would you be up for that?
I suppose.
All right, let me share it.
Oh, it is
all
sweet,
right. Man, you're digging deep.
Well, you know, I saw that your name was on it, and I thought, hey, I remember you talking about this airplane. And so, yeah, I wanted to, so I got the plan, downloaded the plan, and I wanted to bring it on here and have you talk about it and tell us a little bit about it, because I think it's a pretty neat airplane.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it was. It was almost the first. It wasn't the first VTL airplane I built, but it was the first one that ended up at the contest, and went to the 71 Gnats with it, and it flew well. It had some issues that it needed adjustable lead outs, for example. Didn't have them, and that was probably the biggest problem with it. And I don't know. I was thinking I'd like to do another one. The original Sweepy, the true Art Chester's Air Racer. It's a lot swoopier in that. It's got a lot more curves on it and stuff. If I did another one, I'd like to do it more like that, I think. But yeah, that's a good one. Tom Dixon built one a couple of years ago, and I guess I never got to see it, but he spoke well of it. So
he beat a lot of people with it.
Wow, no spar?
No spar.
No spar.
Yeah, it was a fully sheeted wing. We didn't use any spars, didn't need any spar. Basically,
oh, it's fully sheeted. Then the sheeting is a spar.
Well, it was like a foam wing. All the strength in a foam wing is in the sheeting. And a built-up wing, all you're trying to do is make an airplane-shaped hole in the air. So the ribs, just supported the sheeting, and without any buckling, the ribs provided enough to keep the sheeting from buckling, and there's a lot of strength there.
Makes sense.
So,
well, it kind of at first, in some ways, reminded me of Gialdini's Olympic. But then you start looking at it closer, no, this is way different, I mean, put the VTEL aside, it's still way different.
Mm.
And
good looking airplane.
Yeah, it is a good looking airplane. I thought it was worthy of us bringing it on here and talking about it. I wondered about your ribs, because you've got the ribs, the root and the tip, and that's for your templates.
Right.
Okay, now you've got this diagonal right here, this diagonal type thing here.
Yeah, that was that's what happens when you think too much. I don't know. all the web does is obviously is just keeps the ribs from collapsing and everything like that. Got this idea that the ribs were carved in a stack, and then they were hollowed out individually. You went there and just started cutting, and so we tried alternating the web on it and everything like that. But in the end, all you really accomplished is that if you weren't really good at aligning those things, all you really did was, made trouble for passing the lead outs. All right. So, and so that was one of those and really not sure what we were ever going to accomplish with that. And you come right down to it. But yeah, just I wouldn't do that again. And like I say, the biggest thing is put adjustable lead outs in it and all the other modern stuff, and it would that would make it better. It was did you find I don't think I have a copy of the plant.
I did get a copy of the article.
Yeah, it was not a bad looking in real life. It was not a bad looking airplane. Like I say, it flew pretty well, and it would be
sure it's good. I think his was blue or blue green or something like that.
I keep racking my brain on it. I started it. I'm pretty sure I had the airplane in 1970, but I can't prove that I had it designed before the end of 1969 or anything like that. So it's like almost a classic legal, but not quite. Oh, there you go.
That
Way to
looks
go.
pretty.
Look like a good looking guy there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a stand in.
Look at that hair.
Yeah, look at that stand in. But yeah, there's a lot. The airplane had a lot going for it. Would have had a lot more if I had paid a little more attention to trying to make it a little more scale. So,
Well, more scale. I mean, there's a real plane.
Yeah, there's a real racer.
Yeah, there's a real sweet pea. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the reason that I fell in love with Bob Hunt's whole shot. It's a trainer, but it looks so much like one of those little racers that it hit my fancy so much. I said, everybody's flying trainers around here now. So if somebody comes to the field, we're not trying to teach them on our all up stunners or our contest stunners. Now, I just built a hole shot. I haven't got it finished to take it to the field yet, but I'm going to have a little yellow hole shot. And that right there is a good looking little airplane. I like that.
It is a good looking airplane.
Tom Dixon's flew well. It's foam wing, and it flew very well.
Yeah, I would assume, Phil, that you could substitute a full wing in here.
Oh yeah,
easily.
If I can find somebody to cut it, I want to get a foam wing cut for that and one made for the Uno.
Yeah.
I'm sure Tom could cut one. I'm sure he cut one for himself, so he can cut one for you.
Tom could cut it. I'm gonna have to talk to him about cutting me one, see what he says.
I'm pretty sure Tom built his with a foam wing. So
it was. Oh, I know it was. I'm gonna ask him about it. He said it was a great airplane, and the reason, the one of the reasons that he quit flying it, he'd flown it for a year, and he got the Chipmunk built. But the Chipmunk that he's flown for several years is to honor a guy that used to live there in Atlanta. Got his numbers and everything on it, and he said that was his reason for putting this back. But he said if something happens to Chipmunk, I said okay. It's a great looking airplane. His flew great. He had a 40 in it, I think.
I like the what do they call these? I just had it.
Yeah, the bounce.
Yeah.
And I think that shape of the bounce was also realistic to the full size. I'm pretty sure.
And then I see you have 2 degrees of out thrust, but did you have any down thrust at all in it?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop sharing, but I thought it would be fun to look at this and discuss it with the guy that actually designed it. So
yeah, appreciate that, John. That's awesome.
Let me ask a dumb question before you get rid of it. Well, okay. Anyway, ask a dumb question. I know on VTOL sailplanes, you have to put more down in it than you do up, because when you put up in, the elevators act like a dam and dam the air up, and they're just much more effective. Did you put more down in it than you did up, or what?
No, I always made sure that there was a space between the elevators when I had pull-up elevator in it.
So that, okay, it's wash. Okay, that's a good idea. So I didn't do that. Bill
I did not know a way to get around that. So if you take a look in all the VTOL airplanes, I had a spread so that when the surfaces would deflect, they wouldn't dam up. They always come together, but I wanted it to have a space for the air to pass, even
evenly over them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so
I'm looking at a Zoom commercials. What's everybody else got?
I don't have any.
We got you and Charles.
Yeah, no, nothing.
I don't know why I've got this, but
I wanted to say hi, Howard. Howard, you came in, but he's muted, so he probably can't respond. I don't know what he's doing, but his his camera's off.
Probably building a world-class model airplane.
Maybe.
And he's building it, and he's trying to keep it secret. So
Howard would do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There he is.
Hey, Howard, you made it in.
Yeah,
there we go.
That looks like Paul Walker. Is that?
That's him.
You broke up. How we heard part of it. Say it again.
Oh, you're in the stable.
Yeah. I got
Howard's out in the stable.
That reception's not always the best in the stable, unfortunately. Let me make you big, Howard. Always working on his impact.
Are you actually working on it, or are you showing off?
I'm working on it.
Okay, great.
I'm painting. There. Yeah, there's the paint stand. I've got the blocking coat on again. I'm back to for the Gnats.
All right. Yep. Well, I'm moving right along on my new experiment with paint, and so it's working quite nicely so far. It's all epoxy and or automotive paint, and I'm going to the paint store tomorrow to get the color paints for it. But it's all the way through urethane primer now, and it still weighs less than a dope finish at that same point.
Well, take a lot of money to the paint store.
It's only money.
Yeah. Yeah, what's cheap today? Nothing.
What's that thing Bobby says all the time? The only true hobby is spending money.
Yeah, that's what it says.
That's it. Can't take it with you, man. Might as well enjoy it while you're on the planet.
Spending my kids' inheritance.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. Paul, is this something you're going to keep secret, or are you going to let us know what this is if it works?
What is it? Are you talking about the finish?
The finish, yes.
Well, it's I start with Z-epoxy, and you put a layer of Z-epoxy on it, and you hit it with a heat gun, and you wipe it all off, and you let it cure, and then you go over it with. I've learned a lot of lessons on this already. It's cost me a touch of weight because I didn't fully understand everything, but in the future, I will put glass cloth on it, another layer of Z-epoxy on it. And once that's on and you rough it out, smooth it up, I put a coat of epoxy primer on it. And then you sand that out. And then I put one more layer of epoxy primer on it, get it all smoothed out. Then there's a layer of urethane primer on it. And there's no grain, there's no pinholes, there's no nothing in it now. It's pretty nice. I've been watching the weight very carefully all along the way. And so the color paint goes on as soon as I can paint again. As soon as the weather changes again, I'll be painting again.
What is this super expensive paint you're talking about putting on it?
The only super expensive part's going to be the clear. And I'm not going to buy the Howard $800 a gallon clear.
Ooh,
holy cow.
$800 a gallon? Ouch.
Yeah, I'm only going to opt for like $200 a gallon. That's my kind of my limit.
Holy cow.
Don't say $800 a gallon too loud while Howard's got his phone on there. Mary Lou might hear that.
I think she knows.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I fully realize that you guys work for Boeing, and I realize that paid a lot more than what I did for a living, but Lord have mercy, ain't no way.
I've got a good financial advisor.
I do too.
Outside my pay scale.
I do too.
Did your financial advisor tell you to buy some different paint?
No, he said, spend some money, guys. Spend some money. You've earned it.
Wow. All right.
Well,
hey, I just bought a brand new truck and a new fifth wheel, so I've spent some money in the last year.
Awesome.
I tell you what, I have a wife who has a pistol and knows how to use it. I ain't spending $800 for a gallon of paint.
No, I'm not either.
I'm crazy, but I ain't that crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is what it is, and so yeah, it'll work. But I painted my car last year. I finally got the car painted. I'm restoring the original car I bought brand new, and I painted the whole thing. I sanded it all down, started from scratch, and I kind of fell in love with how all the base coat, clear coat system worked. And so I did some test samples before I even started the process, and they came out really good, and the weights were very good. So I said, I'm diving in.
Weigh the car before.
What's that?
Weigh the car before and after.
I don't care what the car weighed. There's plenty of epoxy and urethane primer on that sucker. But no, I was very careful with the rest of the airplane stuff, and it came out. I'm very happy with it so far, and so this will be good because it'll be waterproof. It'll be non-shrinkable. Once it's done, it's done. And I'm not gonna get the starving pony look on the fuselage and whatnot.
Oh, no.
So we'll see. And
Very nice.
I know how to get another couple ounces out of it that I'm doing now. So I think it'll be very good. So,
Sounds good.
but you know, it's not the best stuff to be around. You know, whenever I paint, I got a full mask and all that stuff, and air going through the paint booth and all that. So
yeah.
Oh, good.
Which is why I can't paint right now. So
yeah.
So
it's nice to have the facilities to paint in it.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I'd like to have better facilities, but you know.
Any facilities are better than nothing.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I have nothing.
That's it.
So you fixing to spray some paint on there, Howard?
Yep.
Just,
last two, just have a few spots.
You still have a few spots, huh?
Just a few.
Okay.
Are you gonna take that to the World Championship or?
No.
Yeah, whatever contest I can take it
to. Have they finalized the world champ stuff? Have they come out and said yes, absolutely, it's happening? Or
no? The deadline for deciding whether it's happening is shortly after the deadline for sending in your entry fee.
After?
Yeah.
Wow.
What a deal.
Your organization sounds as screwed up as ours.
Ay,
I saw a list today posted on an F2 website that showed the countries and number of entrants for each event. I'll see if I can find that. I think the U.S. is sending 21 people. But what I thought was weird, it looked like there was only about 9 countries represented. Is that normal?
No.
No? Okay, let me see if I can find that picture.
In the last 2 years, it's messed up everything. So
okay, I thought it.
That's why I asked if they've come back and said yes, it's happening, and start getting your airfare and everything else lined up. But
we're getting that lined up.
You're getting it lined up, huh?
Yeah, Mary Lou's making hotel reservations today. We're going to a contest in Germany the week before,
right?
And then the cup, and then the world champs. So.
Yep.
I have a question for Paul. Tom Rammel asks, what car did you restore and paint?
The 78 Dodge Magnum.
Oh,
wow.
Cool. Big car, but nice
it's
car.
Still it's going back together now. Finally, it's into the point where it's going back together now, as opposed to continually coming apart. And you know, you start out and I say, well, I'm only going to do this, and you start, and
yeah, famous last words.
Yeah. And next thing you know, you should have just torn the whole dang thing down to start off with, and it would probably save time. But anyway, it's going back together. It's in an uninsulated garage, so I can't work on it this time of year.
No.
No kidding.
It is just.
But you got a lot of heavy. You got a lot of heavy chrome parts on that car. There's a lot of heavy chrome parts.
It's a 78. Most of the trim is actually aluminum.
It is?
Yes,
wow,
it is.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. So was I. I yanked them off and go, oh, this isn't your standard chrome and steel. This is absolutely aluminum.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that complicates things just a little bit.
Well, Paul, at least you've got one thing going for you. It's an American car. You can get parts. I'm working on a 1969 Datsun Roadster.
Oh, sure.
The parts are made out of unobtainium.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
The weird part about this thing, I know, here comes the airplane. It's the Solex edition, so it's the very desirable car.
Charles is.
Yeah, but it's still hard to get parts for. Anyway, get back to what motor are you putting in the new Impact?
All right, good question.
Who is that for? Me?
You.
Same
Your-
motor
is
that's
your-
been in it. Same motor that's been in it for 3 years. Well, almost, not quite, but it's a badass 3515.
Oh, I thought you were flying that, still flying Igor's motor.
Igor's motor. He doesn't make a motor.
Well, the one he
The
touts.
Axie.
Oh,
I think
heaven
it's
forbid, no. The Axie, no. I haven't used, no. I've been all around the map on motors. I've run the Plettenbergs and they're pretty good motors, but time has passed them and there are better motors out there now. And the Badass is a really good motor.
Yeah.
Are they badass?
The Badass, I'm sorry?
Are they badass?
They're badass, let me tell you.
Mhm.
I was running the Plettenberg 2015. I lose track. Something like that. It was a 181 gram motor, and I've burned up 2 of them now, and I was just put too big a prop on it, and they would go okay for a couple of flights, and like 4 flights after 4 flights in a row, it was too much for it, and they burned up. So I got on the phone with Badass. I talked to the guy who designed the motor. And I said, look, I'm using the so-and-so, no, it was a 1522 was the motor. I got the numbers backwards. I'm using the Plettenberg 1522, and they rated it 30 amps continuous current that you can run. And the guy says, well, that sounds about right. And I says, well, what is your 3015? He says, I can run it continuously at 52 amps, and it weighs 181 grams. It weighs the same. And it's about the same can diameter, but it'll take almost twice the current. I said, man, you sold me right there. And they don't even get warm. I mean, I put it in an airplane that I tested it on that always ran warm with the Plettenbergs. And I put that in and I flew it. It came down at almost ambient air temperature. It was unbelievable. And so yeah, they're good. I've run it for a year and some now, and they're still on the same bearings and all that. They're nice stuff, and he services them. He I told him I wanted a rear mount. Oh yeah, no problem. They don't come that way, but we'll fix that for you. He just pushed this the shaft up and locked it in, and no charge, no problem. And yeah, they work great. I rear mount all my motors, and I run the Plettenbergs. I've run these. There's absolutely no problems with the bearings running these things this way. And it sure makes it easier to mount and deal with cooling on the things when you rear mount it. So I'm running the Badass now, and it's a good motor. And it's just a matter of how big a prop I really want to have on the airplane anymore. I ended up with Igor's 12-inch 5-pitch narrow prop for most of last year. I've run bigger, nearly 13-inch props on it. Motor pulls it, the batteries pull it. There's just a fraction better corner with the 12-inch prop. Hey, you got some pizza for us too?
Me and the dog gets dog.
Oh man.
Dog's gonna eat your
Red
portion,
Baron
Paul.
pizza, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Red Baron. Yeah, you're talking about Black Baron irons, so now you had to get some Red Baron pizza.
Just the little Plettenberg turn the Igor 12-inch prop.
The 1522 pulls the Igor props fine, except for the narrow blade. The wider blade prop with the undercamber, yeah, you're pushing it with that one. You're pushing it. The batteries are the big problem with that prop.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. I was worried about the 1522. I like 12-inch.
yeah, I used to really like those, but now the Badass is the next on the list. But
all right,
that's the best on what I got.
Yeah, the
I'm surprised
Badass
you run it.
motors.
Go
I
ahead.
was going to say the Badass motors seem to be up and down the product line. They all seem to be very, very high current, capable of high current draws compared to certainly to the Cobras and everything like that.
Yep.
And that seems to be what really, in my mind, what really sets them apart.
Yeah.
Is even in the the 23XX, the tiny motors and stuff, they draw a ton of current. So
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I've been testing their smallest motor, and it
Mhm.
weighs 1 ounce. And I continue to be amazed at what those things will do. And
Mhm.
however, I looked at their literature and it says, oh, for a 4S battery, it'll pull 200 watts. So I measured it, and that's almost exactly what I got. And I said, well, that's pretty impressive. But it
Yep.
says if you put a 5S on it, you get this. If you put a 6S on it, you get 300 watts. I thought, holy moly. And apparently there's no issue of overheating or anything putting a 6S on a motor that
Yeah.
like that. I'm just amazed that they even suggest that. So that's my next step, is to go throw a 6 in it, not a 4, and just
Yeah.
see what the heck happens. Now
Yeah,
I loaded it down pretty hard with what it's in, and so it flew the level lap speeds okay, but when I pulled it up to do stuff, there just wasn't anything there, and it needs more voltage, and so
Yeah.
that's when I ran out of weather to test these things. So
Mhm.
I'll give it more voltage when the weather allows, and we'll see what happens. But it weighs 1 stinking ounce. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
I got something weird to show off here.
All right.
All right. My brother, who we lost here a couple of weeks ago, he was printing stuff, right? And we've been obviously helping his kids sort through the stuff and whatever, and found a bunch of his motor mounts that he'd been making. And, that's a typical mount.
Mm-hmm.
Front mount, sorry. And he's been selling these to like Tom Morris for his ready built stuff. And then if you go to Oki Air, that's what they have. But I had only seen the mounts. I had never seen the way they're actually printed.
Oh,
All right.
interesting.
So to get this, the thing sits on a table like that. And then it, the 3D printer basically goes back and forth and adds layers of stuff. And you get to a feature like this, you can't just, print it going across. There's nothing to set it on. So what you have to do is, create this lattice work, very, very thin stuff that supports it all. All right. And then even in the front, you see there's an air duct in the front of the motor mount stuff. Even that has, that's the face that it's sitting on the table. So what he had to do, and I did one of these the other day, and I'd never done it before, because like I say, the ones he sent me, he always sent, you have to grab a handy dandy tool, and you start basically ripping them out.
Wow.
All right. So every mount that he did, you have to do this too. All right.
Interesting.
And you go in and picking them, clean the
Clean 'em
same
up.
thing up. Yeah, the same thing here. Stick something in there and just start pulling it apart.
Like deflashing props.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Lynn. That's good. Interesting.
All right. And okay, you start getting high-tech tools, whatever you need to to get in there and just start hacking away at it. And I don't know. All right, come on, let's get the holes. And but basically I never realized he had to do this with every one of his mounts. And I don't know, these webs aren't very, they're not very substantial, obviously, but they're a part of it. So, whatever he puts into the mount, he throws away, 5 or 10% of the total plastic, I guess, doing this.
You probably had a system for doing what you're doing that was quick too.
I'm sure he did it a whole lot better than I'm doing it. Yes. And he also did it a lot more times, and he had his routine down. But anyway, okay. But I just thought, I think what Howard is 3D printing. Paul, are you printing stuff?
No, I don't have a printer.
Yeah. Yeah, they asked me, in fact, it was on one of the shows here. Somebody asked me if I had a printer, and I says, hey, I have two brothers who have printers and a nephew who has a printer. What the hell am I going to do with a printer?
Yeah, that's true.
And unfortunately, I'm going to have to cross that decision. I'm going to have to learn some 3D graphics and stuff like that, and I'm going to have to get a printer. Although, like I said before, we're going to try to see if we can sort through his stuff. And if we can, my nephew thinks he can pick up the business and get back to supporting or supplying people's stuff.
Wow.
But I mean, we're going through things, trying to find the passwords for his computers. All right. And then when we get there, I'm sure he's got dozens of files for everything like that. And I'm just hoping that he has them organized in a way that's, that's pretty easy to, okay. I just hoping his files are organized in such a way that we can figure out what the heck he had.
Yeah.
But,
that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a lot of fun, but it's not quite as pristine and perfect as you'd like, as I thought it was before, seeing it all. Of course, when it's all done, it looks good. He puts things like he put a crush tube in each of the holes. I didn't find his box of crush tubes. I know he was buying them by the thousand. I found a place to supply them. And we got to find that stuff. We found about 24 mounts in that, printed but not cleaned up mode. You got to find his crush tubes and whatever. But
how much do those weigh, Dennis?
I'm not sure. Let me run over and weigh it.
Sure.
Kind of funny. I've never actually used one of these. I've used some of his profile mounts and stuff like that, but I haven't used this. So this is the kind that he was selling for a full fuse.
Well,
Yeah.
Story.
Well, while you do that, Dennis, I'm going to end the live stream. And I want to just kind of recap real quick. We've had as many as 24 viewers, and we have 21 likes. We don't have we have zero chat revenue. Please consider supporting this. It needs to be supported. And we have no new members. I'm a member. I have $4.99 come out of my checking account every month. I don't miss it. And I suspect you won't miss it either. So please hit that join button down below the screen. And now the super chats, you only can do during a live stream. So you can't do the super chats during a replay. And if you're watching the replay, come back. We do the show every Monday and Friday evening, 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come on in, donate. And then if it's more convenient to watch the show at a better time for you, no problem. Just come back and watch the replay. And everybody inside here, I'm not necessarily soliciting to you. I appreciate you guys coming in. So don't feel any angst or anything uncomfortable with I'm talking about that. I'm really directing to people who are watching our show. And I would appreciate even more people coming in. We had Kim come in tonight. I don't think Kim came in before, at least not during my hosting time. And then Paul Walker, Mike Ulrich. Paul and Mike Ulrich, thank you so much for coming in. And Ruben, thank you for coming in, Ruben. Everybody, thank you for coming in, but I think these guys hadn't come in before. And so I appreciate you guys coming in. Now, we're not going to stop. We're just going to stop. We're going to end the live stream. So what we're going to do from here on out is not recorded. So let me make that a hint. What we do from here on out is not recorded. We have a little bit more freedom. And we have a lot of, sometimes the after party is better than the live stream portion. Not every single time, but a lot of times the after party is even better. So anyways, I want to wish everybody good night. Stay healthy. We'll be back Friday evening, same bat time, same bat channel. And we will see you Friday night. And hopefully between now and then, you have a chance to go in your shop, do something, maybe go flying and come back and